Yeah. Good morning, everyone. So last session we discussed about object type related some important questions. Means what are the issues with the object type? What are the issues with the object type? Few points you need to know. Actually, first thing is the problem with object types. One is all keys are string type. That means only string type keys are allowed. Number type, Boolean type keys not allowed. Suppose later sometimes we want a numeric key. In case you want a numeric key, it is not allowed. Every key type must be what type? String type. Another important is there is no size for keys. We don't have any size for keys. That means how many keys are present, how many properties are present, we cannot know. So in an object, how many properties are there? So that means you cannot get the count of keys by using any implicit technique. By using any implicit technique, you can't do that. Explicit technique we can do. Explicit means what? Means we can manually write some logic, and through that logic, we can know how many keys are present. We can do that. But by default, how many keys are present, how many properties are there in a object, we don't know. That is not available internally. Another important, so you need various explicit iterators for reading properties and values. Explicit iterators means I already showed you for in. By using for in, we have to do that. Another important is you need explicit operators and methods to check the availability of any key and delete a key. Last session I showed you how to verify whether a particular key available in object or not. How to verify? By using in operator. By using in operator, we can verify. How to remove any key? By using an operator called delete. Are they implicit members of object? No, they are explicit. So that is the reason. So it is slow in access. Now, what is the solution for this? The solution for this is we have a map type. What is the advantage of map type? Is actually it is a key value collection. Same like object. Map type is also a key value collection, same like object. But what is advantage is keys can be any type. That means you can have a number key, you can have a Boolean key. In object, all keys must be only string type. Here it can be any type of key. The key can be any type. Another important here is usually while working with map, it provides implicit iterators and methods for reading and manipulation. So for reading and manipulation, it have implicit methods. Those methods I will show you, internal methods. What is advantage? It is faster in access. It is faster in access. But what is the drawback is? Drawback is it is schemaless. Schemaless means structureless. Structureless means it's not having any organized structure. Why? Because object is having organized structure. How object is having organized structure? Because all keys are string, all values are any type. But if one is string type, one is number type, one is boolean type, different types of keys are there, then it is structureless, schemaless. So if you are dealing with structured data, so if you are dealing with structured data, then use object. So if it is schemaless, then use map type. That is the point. If you are not dealing with structured data, just you need some collection of keys and values, then you can go with what type? Map type. Generally, how you define the map type and use the map type syntactically, you have to just define a reference name is equal to new map. It allocates the memory for map type. Now, what is this reference? This reference is a key value collection. Now, how to add keys? How do we add the values? How we can deal with the keys and values? Actually, so the various methods, that means map provides following methods for manipulation. What are the methods available for manipulation? We have set. Set is used to assign a new key with value. You can add a new key with value. We have get. Get is used to access a key, access a value with reference of key. We have an option like keys. It returns all keys. We have like values. What it will do is it returns all values. We have like entries. Entries means it returns all keys and values. We have like delete. Delete is nothing but it removes a key and value. And we have like has, it checks the availability of any key. So we have even option like size. So it returns the total count of keys. How many keys are there? These are all implicit methods. So what is difference between object and map? These are all members of map. If they are all members of map, you don't need any extra logic and extra functionality. By using these methods, you can easily handle. So that is the reason maps are faster when compared to object. But what is problem with map? They are structureless. For example, how we can create and store the data and use map. Let's add a new file here. So map.html, and we are creating a script, and in the script where some data is equal to new map, and here how to store some data. So data dot, we have to use the method called set. By using the set, we can add the data, right? So technically how we can manage. So set is used for storing the data with reference of key and value. So we need to define the key. Key can be any type. I can give a number, and value I can store anything. Suppose I defined like some Samsung TV. That is the data we are having. Now we have data.set. In this, we have a key string type. Suppose I said some HTML, and it is having like, it is a markup language. We can have different types of keys. One string type, one number type. This is not possible in general objects. These are possible with this. Now what happens here? If I want to read any specific, then document.write data.get with reference of key. So 1, that means it is going to return that particular key. It is going to return that 1 and return that 1. What is the value inside? You can access here HTML. So HTML, it is going to display that. You can use number or you can use key. Not only that, you can access various types of reference techniques to all keys and all values and entries. Suppose I want to read all keys, or I want to know how many keys are present. Then just I am giving here, so like total number of keys, how many are there? You can just use data.size. Data.size, it will return total number of keys too. This is not there in objects. We don't know how many keys are present. But here we can know how many keys are present. Not only that, if you want to read all the keys, then what you can do, we can just write a for var item of, here I am reading data.keys. Data.keys is going to return all keys. We will print that. Document.write, we have item. So it is going to print all the keys, line break. Now you can see it is going to print all the keys. Suppose I just used here instead of keys, what is it? Values. And you can see it returns all values. We want both keys and values. Then just we have to use entries. Entries means it will return both keys and values. It is faster and easier. Suppose I want to remove any key, then what you have to do? So we need to just use data.delete. Delete which key? Some one. That means that will be removed. That particular one will be removed. If you want to remove all keys, there is another option for that. You can also use clear. Clear is it removes all keys. All keys. In one attempt, you can delete all the keys present in that. So you can verify whether a key is there or not. How to verify a key is present or not? To verify whether a key is there or not, you can simply use if data.has. you can give the key name. That means if it is having 1, then what should happen? It should print that 1. So document.get, document.write. So we will use data.get. It should get 1. Otherwise, what should happen? Else document.write, it should display one message. So there is no key by name 1 like this. This is general approach how we can do. Now you can see it is going to verify is it there or not, and says there is no key by name 1. Why it is? Because we don't have that. We deleted it. If I don't delete, then it will display that. It will get that and it will display. So you can display any specific. We can display the data. So here we have the details. We can return any key. You can return all the keys. You can return any specific value. You can return all keys and values. You can verify whether the key is present or not. We can get the size of keys. All these are possible with what type? Map type. So map is also used in different occasions. Mostly we use map when you are dealing with some structureless data. If data is structured, this is not good. If it is structureless, we can use. Already I told you now. Can we call this as JSON now? Can we call this data as JSON? It is not JSON. Why? Because JSON means what? JSON is an object which will contain structured data. All keys are string type. All values are any type. If there is structureless data, then it is not a key. If it is structureless data is there, then it is not a key, right? So then it is not a what type? JSON. Is it clear? Right? These are map types. We will see in some examples how we can define them. In some examples, how to store the data, how to access and use it. These are maps actually. So usually we use maps for handling related type of data, using related type of data. After I show you some looping control statements, we can try some examples on that, right? How we can. Next important, we have another data type. We need to know about date type. In the data type, we need to know the date. In JavaScript, working with the date type is also very, very important. We need to know how to deal with the date types. So why it is important? Because how you handle a date, how you manage a date, right? For example, you see, suppose we are trying to store some data here. So where now some product is an object. In the product object, we are defining some name. Name is some string type. We have price. Price is some number type. Then we have here the data type that is manufactured. Manufactured means on which date manufactured. How do we write date? If you write like this, that is 0403/2023, it is invalid. that is invalid value. It's not a valid value for date because it is not either a number or a string because it is having an hyphen. So this is invalid data type because it is not string, it is not even number. Then how do we write? Suppose I am writing in double quote. When you are writing in double quote, it becomes a string type. Then if it is a string type, for watching the date, it's okay. But to do some date manipulations, it's not okay. Date manipulations means what? To handle some date manipulations, it's not okay. Date manipulation means I want to know how many days it has been after manufacturing. I want to know which weekday it is manufactured. Is it Sunday? Is it Monday? I want to do some calculations on dates. This is not possible. So any calculations on date is not possible because it is treated as what type? String type. Then how do we store the dates? How we manage the date so that you can handle some date manipulations on them. So in JavaScript, actually, date type is defined by using JavaScript date constructor. We call it as date constructor. What it will do is it allocates memory for storing date type value. It will allocate memory for storing date type value. So how date type value is stored? Actually, date type is stored in year, month, and day format. Year, month, day format. That is how actually the date types are defined. That means whenever you are dealing with dates, the memory should be allocated for date. In the memory, you can store in this format, year, month, day format. Actually, it can handle both date and time. It can handle both date and time values. Then how do we store the date? Syntactically, var, suppose manufactured is equal to new date. So actually, if I leave empty like this, that means I am not passing any date. I am just mentioning date constructor. Then if you define like this, what it will do is it loads the current system date and time. It loads the current system date and time. That means if you don't mention any specific date and time, it is going to load the current system date and time. That means whatever the current date and time is there, you can get that. Now, suppose I created this today. Now, will it update tomorrow? Today, date and time is loaded. Tomorrow, will it update? Yes, current system date and time means at the time when you run the program, what is present as date time, it will pick up. That means when you execute the program, when you run the application, at that time, what date and time is there, it is going to return the date and time. So that is what actually it will do. If you want any specific date time, then you have to mention new date constructor. In the date constructor, you have to add. Here, how to add the new date? To add the new date, you have to mention year, you have to mention month, you have to mention day, and space, you have to mention hours, minutes, seconds, and milliseconds. That is how the date value is stored. If you don't mention time, default time will come. That means you can even mention like default time means not current time. Suppose you have year, month, day, like this only you mention. Or you can even mention only time. If you want only time, only date, only dated time, anything you can define. So what is meant by default time? If I don't mention the time, it will take the default time. Default time means default time is not system time. It is not system time. It is actually as per GMT. As per GMT. That means if you are from the time zone India, that means it says 5 hours 30 minutes. GMT, you know, na? So Indian time zone is from GMT how many? 5:30 hours. That 5:30 GMT hours it will take. That means it will return as 5:30 GMT hours. It will return, not the current time. So if you define date, time will be the GMT time, the local time it will take, not the current time. So if you want, you can define like this. For example, see, this is not the right way. We have to use what? New date. If anyone asks what is this new? What is the meaning of the word new? What is the meaning of the word new? In array, I told you, na? New array, new map. Just now we discussed. What is new array? I told you. I told you difference between array meta character, array constructor. Remember that? Array square brace, array constructor. What is new? You are not going through the notes I given. What is new? It is dynamic memory allocation operator. Dynamic memory allocation operator. New is. It allocates memory. I already given in arrays concept. I given you difference. Na? What is difference between array meta character square brace and array constructor? We discussed about meta character and constructor. Right? What is difference between array meta character, array constructor? One point we define. Have you gone through that? No? Right. So here, what is this new concept is dynamic memory allocating operator. It allocates memory dynamically for storing the dates, right? So here, let's access and see now. That means we are trying to access, we are trying to access this and see. How do we access document.write? So we will put here. So details like name. So that is the name. And what is the name? So product.name. In the next line, we have price. This is product.price. In the next line, we have manufacture. And we have here product.mfd, manufactured. Now you can see the manufactured, it is going to display in this way. It says some 9:50 GMT plus 30 hours. It will get the day, month and time. Based on GMT, that current time will be changing. It's not standard. That means it is not current time of your zone. It depends on GMT. Currently, which zone you set, based on that, it will change. For example, you are in India, but your computer time zone is different. It will show different time. That is the reason you should not say it is current time, right? It is not current time. It is current time zone. It will return accordingly. So here it is returning so much details, but I don't want all. I want only specific detail. If I want only specific detail, then what happens is JavaScript date object provides various date and time functions, time methods. What are the various date and time methods? Don't get confused. Later I will explain difference between the word function and method, because function is different, method is different. Functions and methods both are not same. So what should I call array, string and date? Functions, methods. They are all methods. Then you should know what is difference between a function and a method. For example, we created an object. In that object, we created total. Is it a function or a method? Total, print. They are not methods, they are functions. Why that difference I will explain. For that we will learn in function concept, we will discuss. As of now, you worked with string methods, you worked with array methods, and you are working with date methods. Actually, date methods, date and time methods, we have so many. Get hours is nothing but it returns our number 0 to 23. After 23, it will be 0. Next, we have get minutes. Get minutes, so it returns minutes number. Minutes number is 0 to 59. Right? It get seconds, so it returns seconds number 0 to 59. That's also 0 to 59. We have get milliseconds. So it returns so milliseconds number. How much? 0 to 99. So here we need to set up these hours, minutes, seconds and milliseconds. Next, we have get day. Actually, it returns weekday number. Everything is a number actually. That is the problem. How to present it correctly, I will show you. Weekday number, where 0 is equal to Sunday. 0 is equal to Sunday. So we have get date. It returns date number. Date number depends on month. It can be from 1 to, it can be 1 to 28 or 29 or 30 or 31. That depends on the month. 30, 31, that depends on the month. Right? And important, we have get month. So it returns month number. Month number. Month number 0 is equal to January. We have like get full year. Get full year. It returns full year. Actually, full year means 4 characters. We have get year. This is not there. It returns year number as per Y2K. As per Y2K. And this is obsolete. Get year is obsolete. This option is obsolete. Obsolete means no longer in use. Obsolete means it is no longer in use. We don't use this. Remember, in JavaScript, one problem is generally in other softwares, what happens when a new version releases and some old options are removed and new options are added. And what developer have to learn? What are the old options removed? In that place, which new option came? And if he try to use the old option in new version, it will not work. It will immediately show error. But JavaScript not like that. JavaScript, in the first beginning of JavaScript, what they developed, all options are available even today. That is because it will support all browsers, old version browsers, new version browsers, compatibilities. Due to this, one problem is several old options in JavaScript which will not work properly in modern generation. We should not use them. They will work, but they will give a wrong value, abnormal in behavior. That is the reason several old JavaScript developers in the modern generation of web designing, if they use old options, they don't work properly. They should know the new features. They should know that old options are having issues, then better to migrate to new. What is difference between get year, get full year? Get year is used till 1999, we used it. But from 2000 onwards, we stopped using this get year because actually this leads to a technical problem. Actually, we call as Y2K bug. Have you heard about Y2K bug? In computer history, in the history of computers, till now, 2 largest computer bugs came. Recently, 2 years back, one bug came in computer technology. Do you know its name? And it was a very huge impact on systems. And we solved that problem of that particular bug by adding some new plugin into our OS operating system. Have you heard about that? 1-2 years back in our computers world, we faced a very largest problem. Any issue? Anything? You heard about that? Actually, a problem came called 1-2 years back, actually 2 years, 1-2 year back only. A bug came called ransom. A bug called ransom. This is very popular actually. Due to this bug only, after this bug, ransom is the bug which is related to data leakage. Data leakage means all your data is accessible to others. Your social network data is accessible to others. That is the biggest data leakage issue actually, ransom, right? But Before that, we faced a biggest problem called Y2K. That is related to date only. Y2K is nothing but actually that came in 99. That means what is the last date of 1999? We have 31. December is 12. That is 99. This is year 99. What is the next date? What is the next date? 1. It is 100. That is 100. Obviously, after 99, 100 only, na? How a computing system knows that after 99, 2000 will come? This is the bug. Actually, why it is called bug? What is the meaning of bug? Bug means up to certain limit it works, but at a certain stage it fails. That is called bug. What is the difference between error and bug? If any error occurred, your application don't work. It will not start at all. Bug means what? You started working on your application, but suddenly it stopped because of some technical issue. That is called as what? Bug. The technical issue is called bug. That means now what happens here is, now the year number, when you say get year, it will written in this format. Even today it will written in that format. For example, see here, I am writing manufactured dot get year. I am using get year. It is not there in the list, but we can use. When I use get year, you can see it will return that 123. That's not a good value. But people who used JavaScript up to 2000, means suppose a software engineer is there from 25-30 years, he is doing software development, very experienced people. At that time, they know JavaScript. Then at that time, what JavaScript they know, that they cannot implement now directly like that, because a lot of changes. Those old features are still available, but they return different values. That is the reason we have to know the new features. That means it's not get year. What is it? We have to write as what? Get full year. Get full year, this will be better. So it will display that. So this is important, right? So these are some date functions. These are the methods for accessing the date. Similarly, we have methods for setting the date. This is accessing date. But what is problem here? All are numbers. Then how to display correct date? Suppose we want to design one concept. Let's see. Want to design one concept like you can create one nav bar. Suppose I am creating here a new file. So this is like date HTML. See, I'm creating a simple navigation technique. So link relation is equal to style sheet, link href is equal to node modules, some bootstrap, so dist, and CSS bootstrap.css. Okay, another option, link relation is equal to style sheet, href is equal to node modules, bootstrap icons. In that font, bootstrap icons.cs. Okay, let's create here a class container fluid. Here temporarily I am creating like this. I'm just using a div class as btn toolbar. It's a button toolbar. In that we have a class btn group. In that we have a button. So this is home. And another button like about. Okay. Another button like contact. And here we have like class btn danger. Same type of effects I'm giving here. Okay. And we have another div here in this class btn group. And in this we are giving a button and a span. So class bi calendar. Like this I'm defining. So usually this toolbar have bg danger, justify content, center, or justify content between. So you see here, this is going to display like this. And for that calendar also, button, this is class btn danger. It will be like this. I will do one more button group. And here I will put it as clock. And you can see that is clock. Now what I want to do here is actually these two will be in one group. Okay. That is date, another one time. Date and time is there. Last cell, I want to say this, I want to put a salutation. Okay. In the middle, okay, here I want to put a salutation. Okay, here I will just put a span. So here we will say hello. Just roughly I am adding, later we will check. Now what I want is whenever anybody opens this page, I want to display a salutation there. Salutation means good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on their current date and time. How? Here I have hello na. Here I will put ID as suppose message. When body loads, I want to display. So body onload. Onload is what? Body load. We need to write a script. So script function is what? Body load. When body loads, I need to access, I need to display the salutation message. How you will display salutation message? We can first get hours number. First we need to create date where now is equal to new date. That's date object. Now I am not mentioning specific date and time. Then what will happen? It will return the current date and time. Okay. Now here I am writing now. I am verifying condition if now dot get hours. Get hours will get the hour number is greater than or equal to 0, 0. Greater than or equal to 0. If it is greater than or equal to 0, then we need to display the message. So how we can get the message? If where msg document dot get element by id msg. Msg is the span. Now msg dot inner html, I need to display good morning. If it is greater than 0, and I will give here if it is greater than 0, and now dot get hours is less than or equal to suppose 12. It will be good morning. We will write else if. So now dot get hours is greater than 12 and now dot get hours is less than or equal to some 15, 16 or 17. So then I will give here as msg.inner.html. So good afternoon, like this. And if it is not that, else we will put another message. What is that? msg dot. This is else if. And here we are writing else msg.inner.html. We say good evening, something like this. We can write another condition for that. So this is the message. And when I open that, you can see good morning is there. If I change my time, then it should change the message. All right. So, but I cannot change now. You change and see, because if I change my time here, the system time, the class will end. Zoom issues will come because we are connecting online. You change the time, and after changing the time, you have to reload the page, close the browser, open. Don't refresh. If you refresh, time changes are not reflected. Time changes are reflected only after restarting the browser. Then it can get and display that. Okay, now you have to do that. Okay, this is good morning. What should happen beside calendar? Beside calendar, current date should come, right? So to display date, we have another option. We have two local date string. We have like two local time string. So you have like two date string, two string. Like this, we have some functions. To local date string, to local time string. What you can do is, suppose I want to display the date beside this calendar. So ID is cal. Okay, cal. And for this ID is what? ID is time. Now you can see I want to display body load only. On body load, we will write document dot get element by ID cal dot inner HTML. It should display now dot to local date string. To local date string, you can see it will display the date. Now what I want here is, I want here in this, what we want is, suppose style, yeah, this is fine. Now what I want extra here is, whenever you are displaying this date, I want in little lengthy way. Lengthy way means I want like Monday, April 4 or April 3, 2023, like this I want. So first, how to print the weekday? Means I don't want like that. I want in a more simple way. How to print? Here I will put a expression. Here we will write. So now first, how to print the month number? Means I want to print April. First weekday. We will use get day. Get day will get the weekday, but it will return weekday number. Okay, after that we have to get the date number. So that means here I will use now dot get date. So after that, so month number, month, now dot what? Get month. After that comma, I want year. So year means now dot what? Get full year. But you can see all these are going to display all these are going to display numbers only. That means 1, 3, 3, 23. I want in a more clean format. I want in a more clean format. Then what you can do is here, how you can display in a clean format, because there is no chance, because here all date functions will return only number. Then we need to use one technique. What is the technique is, we are creating here, we are creating an months array. We are creating weekdays array. In that we have, so Sunday, we have like Monday, like Tuesday, like this. Tuesday, okay, like Wednesday. So like, so Thursday, so like Friday, like Saturday, like this. You have to write all. I'm just giving some short, okay, Saturday, like this I'm giving. Now we have to create another for months. That is what Jan, that is February. So this is equal to array. Okay, and there is March. So like April, like May, like this you have to write up to end. Otherwise it will show undefined if any month is there. Okay, now what we have to do is, what is this get day is doing? Get day is returning weekday number. We will pass that number into weekdays array. Into weekdays array, weekday number we will pass. Then automatically it will display Monday. And into month number, this is date, okay. The date is okay. Month number, we will pass months array. So we have months array into that month number. Then it will return the month number. It is going to display in this way. Okay, next I want to display time. Where to display the time? In that time element we need to display. So here I am doing like this. Document dot get element by ID. So get element by ID time dot inner HTML is equal to, here we will display now dot, so here directly now dot to local time string. To local time string, it is going to display the time like this. But observe carefully, this time is not ticking. That is only 37 seconds stopped then. Why? Because we written the logic on body load. Means what? At the time of loading the body, what time is there, it will get it. You see, I refresh again, it will display that. But I don't want like that. I want it every few seconds. If I want every few seconds, you can try one simple technique. That means now what you have to do is, you have to print this time every second. Then you can write like this. Actually, we will write a separate function. Function get time is the function. What this get time function have to do? Where now is equal to new date. Here document get element by ID now dot to local time string. Same, it is printing. So now I want to print the time. Call that in body load. In body load, what we do? Call the function called get time. Then it is printing. But this time I want this to be called every second. Then we will give it to set interval. Set interval is a timer function. Timer function. What this function will do is, it will execute your task at regular time intervals. It will execute your task at regular time intervals. That means set interval. Which function it have to execute? Function name. Get the time function. What is the interval? 1000 milliseconds. That means every 1 second. 1000 milliseconds equal to 1 second. See, in the definition, I given 100 milliseconds equal to 1 second. Now here I am saying 1000 milliseconds equal to 1 second. What is difference is 100 milliseconds equal to 1 second. That is clock, general system clock. But 1000 milliseconds equal to 1 second is CPU clock. If you are running the tasks based on CPU time is 10 times faster than general clock. In general clock, it is 100 milliseconds equal to 1 second. But in CPU tasks, it is 1000 milliseconds equal to 1 second. That is the what we have given. Now you see, every second it is going to execute. Now you can see time is ticking, right? So it is not standard, it is changing. Now, very important, if you want, you can set time also. For example, you see here now, I'm using another option. Here I'm defining. I am using another option, that is, so we have set hours. We have like set minutes. We have like set seconds. So you have like set milliseconds like this. We have like set date. We have like set month. We have like set year. What is this? This is to change the date or time and set a new type. For example, here it is showing the time 10:22. It is showing the date month April. Suppose I want to change the month. Then what you do? Before printing the month, here you are printing the months. Before printing the month, what you have to do is, so here we are printing the month. We can just use now dot set month. Set month number. Number is, suppose I given 4. 4 means it will be not April, it will be May. So now you can see it is May 3rd, Wednesday, 2023. It changes, right? Automatically the weekday will change according to the month. Suppose I given as 2, that means it will be March. The weekday will be changing here, right? We can set date, we can set month, you can set year. This is the date function here. These are the date functions. In this, one extra thing you have learned, that is interval. Later in timer events, I will tell you how to handle that, how we can use it. But while working with the dates, this one. Now the question is how we can collect date from user and use that date. Actually, to collect a date from user and use it, so we use a simple technique. How to collect the date? That means I said departure. How to collect the date? There is an input type date. You have date time local. Date time local will return both date and time. ID is equal to date. Now you can see it is going to return this date time. And which date I selected, that date and time must be stored. The date and time must be displayed. How we do that? It's very simple. We have to write on change. On change. On change, I am defining date change. Okay, temporarily I will put a paragraph in that we want to display. So we will put a paragraph. In the paragraph we want to display. Then what we are doing, we are writing a script. So function, so date change. On date change, what we have to do, collect the date, where now is equal to new date. Into that, we will pass document get element by ID. So date dot what value. It is converting the date string actually from you see from drop down and list box and everywhere string will come. It should be converted to date. Now we can print. So now document query selector. Query selector is paragraph. Paragraph, we have what? Inner HTML. Inner HTML is equal to, so we have now dot to local date string. I'm just using this. And you can see when date is changed, when you are selecting a date and choosing the date, it should display the date. Suppose we want to display which weekday, same technique we will pass. Which weekday, we can display the weekday, month, everything in order. What we have to do? Same, again, we have to create arrays. So previous example, let me copy here. That means you have to create weekdays and months array. You need to add weekdays and months array. After adding that, here we have to print. So how do we print? I want to just print the first weekday number. Print with the weekday number. So that means now what we will do, now dot get, so this is array na. We have weekdays array. In the weekdays array, now dot get day. Get day will return the day now. Day number will return the format. You see, I selected, so this is Thursday. And you can see it will display Thursday. I am selecting, suppose Sunday. And I selected some Sunday. And you can see it will display Sunday. Rest of day and everything you can display. Month and all you want, you can display. So this is the way of collecting the date and displaying. So we have to collect the date from a date picker and we need to choose the date and display. This is another. These are two important data types. One is a map type, another one date, right? These are all the data types of JavaScript. So we have primitive and non-primitive. So in primitive, number, string, boolean, null, and undefined. Non-primitive, we have array, we have object, we have map, and we have basic data types like date. So date is not primitive, non-primitive. Date is just a type constructor so that you can store the dates and handle the dates. It is actually immutable also, because date also have a range. Within that range only you can store. Usually range will be 01019999 max. That is the range of date. That is how we can configure the dates. Now we can try some examples on that. I will show you some examples how we can handle. But once you know this, now we can go into next concept. Till now you learned variables and data types. Now next important in JavaScript, you need to know about operators. What are different types of operators and how to use them? Operators means arithmetic operators and all. Already some operators we used. We created EMI calculator. In that EMI calculator, already arithmetic operators all you use. But some important operators you need to detailedly learn. Then on these operators, we will see programs, how we can handle the programs, right? That we'll see in next session. So tomorrow we will start with JavaScript operators concept. Okay. Then in this, so many programs you will learn. Okay, right? Yeah, if anyone want the classroom code, you have to contact admin.